Well, good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm standing in my local home center, and I am going to show you how to install a switch in a wall where there is no switch. Stay tuned. What else you need to do for a project like this is you need to get, and for whatever reason I'm going to get the smaller box, just because I know the area where I'm going to be working. You're going to want the box with the little wings on it and the tabs, so it's not going to move within the wall. And I'm actually going to pick up a couple other products just to show you a couple of the tricks of what I do when I'm mounting these. Now the wording on the box for this one is, they call it a switch box support. I remember in my electrical trades classes they called these battleships. Why do they call them a battleship? Because they look like a battleship. They've got a short end and a long end. And I like to use these to reinforce the box. Stay tuned. I'll show you more. So we're here at the project location, and just to give you a little bit of background about what we're dealing with here is, we're standing in a turn-of-the-century, 4-bedroom colonial property. So which means it was built like 1890, 1898, 1900, 1902, right around there. What we're going to run into is any property built prior to about 1935, mid-1930s, and earlier is going to be riddled with horsehair plaster. And that's exactly what we're dealing with here. I've been on other jobs where there's been horsehair plaster involved in the past, so I kind of know how to deal with it. And I'll just show you what's going on as I go. Where's that tool? Oh, it's over there. Let's go grab it. So what I've also done in the course of this project is just to kind of help with the mess, because in the times past when I've dealt with the horsehair plaster with the lat wood, it's pretty crumbly and has a lot of debris, a lot of dust. So I've set up like a makeshift little paper towel here to catch all those drippings and the dust and whatever. So let's get started and see how it looks. So in this shot, now that I've been digging in the wall for 10 or 15 minutes now, you can see you've got the edge of the horsehair, the latwood, 2 sections of latwood, and then the gap in between the latwood that leads to the wall cavity where I can run all the wiring and things. Let's keep going. And then as I go, I'll just size up my box to the size of the hole in the wall to know when is a good time to start fitting it and trying it into the wall. Just keep going until you find the right width. And just in case you haven't figured this out, all I'm doing is just applying a standard flathead screwdriver to the horsehair and just letting it fall into a pile here. Another good way to weaken up the boards is with the use of any kind of a hand drill. You can do that too. Let's see how it looks. At this stage in the game, as the hole gets bigger, it's a little bit easier to nip things out. And you want to be somewhat gingerly as you do it, because you don't want to be like making all kinds of marks and dents in your surface area, because these sections still have to look pretty nice. But now that I've made this big jagged hole in the lat wood, it accelerates the process of nipping wood out of the wall. size up my box.
Oh, that's what that thing's for.
And granted, I'm probably going to have to make space for these margins that come out. And for the sake of the wings, I'm probably not even going to be using them. I got a special setup that I have for that. I'll show you that as I get further down.
So that,
So right now I just popped in the box, and the box is now flush into the wall. Pretty much within a couple millimeters of where I want it. Let me just angle the camera in so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about.
you want me to do it for you? Or? It fits.
So that there is just about right on the money of where I want it. What I'll probably end up doing is run the wire down through the basement and pop it through the box. So in this next installment of running the wire, one of the things that I kind of swear by is the wire noodler. Had another project a few years ago, and a product like this is worth its weight in gold when you're running wire in any wall cavity that is completely pitch black. I had another project a little while ago that I was running, and I didn't have this. Ordered it on Amazon. This is the 11-foot version, and it's got the little LED attachment. You drop this inside the wall, lights the wall up. You can tell exactly where your wire run is. And I'm going to take this, I'm going to tape my wire to the end of this, drop it in the wall, and it'll be done. And here we go. The wire noodler comes with 1 foot little extension rods that you screw on, push the next one down, screw the next one on, push it down. Works perfectly inside a space where you don't have to go like crazy far. Let's screw this one on. Feed more cable down. Screw this one on. Maybe I'll go downstairs real quick and see how we're lining up. Okay, basement side. And there's my light with the wire I'm looking for. Now I can continue the project. Now I'm to a point in the project where you can see it's run through, and I could probably take this, nip it right about yay. And the nice part about these boxes is they've got these self-locking tabs. So once you put your wiring into this little this strain relief area, it's not going to back out. So the nice part is I can put through, let's just say, a foot worth of wire, back this into the wall, and because it has a strain leaf attachment to it, it's not going to back down and fall back into the wall on me. So let's just do this for the sake of everybody in video land. There it goes. And you can stuff this into this box. A little bit tight of a push, which again, for the sake of your wiring, you really don't want it pushing back through, because if it does, you're going to have to refresh the wall again. So this probably isn't a bad idea that it's this much of a struggle. Okay. That's more than enough cable coming through on the box side. Now I'm going to fit this in and go to town and show you how I get the battleships going that I talked to you about at the home center. And this is what I'm going to do with the battleship. You can see they have one tail is longer than the other. What I'm going to specifically do is I'm going to have one long tail down and one long tail up. So it kind of creates like a balance behind the box. So the long tail has to get inserted first. So you'll see here now, here's the battleship tabs on each side. And now I'm just going to take a decent pair of pliers and crimp those down so they're more flush, so they won't make any contact within the electrical connection within the box and create a short or a problem or anything. So that's why I just grab these. These are nice and flat. Take them, whoops, and without slipping, you can. Okay, so what we're going to do here is screw on. I've already made my two basic electrical connections to the switch. Drop the faceplate on, and I've just showed you how to install a switch in a wall that didn't have a switch. See you in the next project.